What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. In this video, I just got through reading the judge's response to her meeting, telephone meeting that we just got through talking about. She's had a letter that she's responded to that. We're going to take a look at that in just a minute. It's not on the court docket yet. Mr. Ethan posted it on Twitter, and the Marine sent it to me, and I went and looked at it and pulled it up, and I've read it, and I've went over it several times. Well, let's talk about it right now. And the new ass spanking she's given AMC. All right, here's her letter to us. It says, "Dear counsel and interested parties." That's me. I'm an interested party. Yes, we are interested parties. And she's written us, and she says, "Yesterday, Special Master Amato filed her report and recommendations regarding class member access to discovery records." All right, we went over that. The report read Delaware law to afford class members considering settlement terms access to discovery records, unconditioned by any gating analysts. Read the pending request to be aimed to access to record to determine whether to object or to support a full and fair objection, and conclude the movements should have access to the discovery record. Now, what is she saying? Back to page 1. All right. Yesterday she received this report from the special mastery, and the special mastery recommended that all shareholders who are involved in this lawsuit should have the ability to view the discovery. That was her recommendation. All right. Then they got into confidentiality clauses and signing non-disclosures and shit like that. And they're going to agree with that, and I do too. They're saying no electronics can be, you cannot take pictures of shit and give it to the Wall Street Journal and Fox News and shit like that. They got reasons for what they're doing, people. But just listen to the spirit of what she's saying. She said that the special master told her Delaware law supports every shareholder getting access to discovery, period. There was no exceptions to the rules. Well, they have to do this and they have to do that. She said, no, there's no exceptions to the rules. And the judge agrees with her and says that everybody, she says, and concluded, that's her, and concluded the movements should have access to the discovery record. People, that's me and you. She has said we have the right to see that discovery. All right. Now they're going to get into the specifics of fighting on how we're going to get to see it. So watch what she says. The report acknowledged the parties' confidentiality concerns and recommended adoptions of a more restrictive confidentiality order. And in other words, she's saying we agree people shouldn't be able to take pictures and bring their phones and do YouTube videos while they're overlooking this stuff. The special master deferred the mechanics of inspection to the exceptions process. And by that she means the process in which if you want to object to her, you can do that. That's what she's saying there. That if you disagreed with the way she wanted to do it, which was electronically, by the way, in view of the May 31st objection deadline. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, because she's fixing to spank that ass, and I want to make sure that's going to be number 3 on the footnote. 1 second. Yeah, it's going to be footnote number 3, okay? It says, in view of the May 31st, 2023 objection deadline, y'all know about that, I imposed an expedited exceptions deadline. All right, that's number 2. Either the movements nor the parties took timely exception to the report, so no teleconference was held to adjudicate exceptions. All right, what's she saying? She's saying she held a telephone conference and gave AMC and Allegheny and the 3 other parties that are involved an opportunity to give an exception to what the special master had said or approve what the special master said, and nobody took her up on the offer. And while she's sitting there all by herself with nobody to talk to because Mr. Ethan, Mr. Frank, and whoever the third party is didn't show up either, she calls this person from the teleconference, Mr. Catilla, entered his appearance on behalf of a purported AMC stockholder. Notice she said purported. She has not been able to confirm whether he's an actual shareholder or not, to take issue with the terms of the confidentiality agreement the parties and the special masters have offered. So he disagrees with having to sign a non-disclosure, and he takes offense to the in-person inspection that their AMC and Allegheny's wanting you to do. In other words, the defendants want you to have to go to Delaware if you want to see this shit. All right? And he takes offense to that. So she's going to address it. She says, I write to chart a path forward. Understanding what Mr. Catilla said, she's fixing to make her ruling based on what the special master has said. And here she states, I write to chart a path forward. What does that mean? It means, all right, I'm fixing to tell y'all how this shit's fixing to happen. All right? I agree with the report's reading of the Delaware law and its application to the pending requests, subject to some measures designed to protect confidentiality. The parties must make the discovery available to the movements. All right, now let's look at what footnote number 3 is. I also agree with the report's recitation that the parties insisted on an expedited settlement schedule, yet did not respond to any of the requests for access to the discovery record or contact the court, thereby contributing to leaving the class members in limbo without access to the discovery record. All right, until the special master noticed it, and then she brought it to the judge's attention. Now, that's another aspect, and she said, now, I agree with the special master. Y'all are the ones that wanted to hurry this damn thing along. And now we got people that have filed wanting discovery, and y'all have yet to respond to their request. That's how all this shit got kicked off. And when the special master seen that they hadn't responded to anybody's request, she contacted the judge and said, you need to get this shit straight. And the judge did. You got 24 hours, bitches, if you're going to complain about what I'm fixing to do. Nobody's going to take me up on it? Cool. She's going to do it this way. That's what's happening. Now, continuing on. In the interest of time and clarity, I will not repeat the report's analysis here. I have reviewed it and adopted it. I also adopt the report's suggested requirements and procedures for objectors to submit proof of beneficial ownership as a condition for accessing the discovery record. She said, not just any Joe Blow can walk in off the street and see this shit. You're going to have to prove you're a shareholder. All right. Before diving into the details, I pause on the special master's observation that the parties filed the exhibits to their settlement briefs confidentiality contrary to my instructions. And she said, bam, I'm whooped that ass again. Not only did you not answer the shareholders' request for discovery, I told y'all don't put nothing in there confidential. Remember in the first set of videos that I started tonight, I showed you May 5th, they had put things sealed. And they weren't, and she told them explicitly, don't do that. And she's saying, I told y'all don't do that, and now you won't answer the request of the shareholders, and now they're left in limbo, not knowing what's in the discovery, and rather they can object to this fairly or not. That's an ass spanking, people, bad for AMC and Allegheny. All right? Now, after she said, I told y'all don't do none of that shit confidentiality and seal it by the court and all this shit, because she's a busy woman. They tried to slide shit by her, and they did, but the special master caught it. And she said right there, public versions of those exhibits. What exhibits? Those that I showed y'all in the previous video that were sealed. You must be filed and posted today. More fundamentally, I insist that Council and AMC update their websites today and post the materials promised in paragraph 72 of the notice sent to the stockholders. She said, I told y'all don't do it. Y'all did it anyway. You wanted to seal it and tried to hide shit from the retail investors and stockholders? Not gonna happen. Unseal it, and not only do you unseal, you're gonna show the shareholders what it says. I'm gonna make you post it on your website. You're gonna show the whole world now what you didn't want to show the shareholders. Man, now I go back to these YouTubers who are telling you this judge is corrupt, but she's laying it on their ass, all right? And she's waiting for one person to stand up with a case law and intervene that'll help her bring these motherfuckers down. But she's going to need a shareholder to help her with that. So people's got to stop with the bullshit, start studying this shit, and if you're going to intervene and help this woman bring these motherfuckers down. But let's go just a little bit further. They tried to object at one point with the special master, and the judge here is saying they don't float with me either, that a whole bunch of, and she sort of agrees with it, a whole bunch of people, retail investors, stockholders, who are not represented by an attorney will have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. All right, a lawyer can go in and look at the documents, and upon his reputation as an attorney, he's not going to come out and leak the information to the press or anything else. All right, so she's agreeing with them there that if I'm going to go in there, I'm going to have to sign the non-disclosure agreement. So I ain't got a problem with that. Okay, I'll go sign it. I don't need to get in there. Counsel for the plaintiff shall work with the movements to facilitate submitting an executed confidentiality agreement and proof, so forth. All right, let's move on. Finally, I offer my thoughts on the mechanics of inspection. All right, and this is where me and Maureen was talking about, but I fell asleep. All right, defendants requested in-person inspection. The defendants wanted you to go to Delaware court to sit in a room and look at a computer to look at this discovery. Mr. Catella seeks electronic inspection. He's like, why should I have to travel to fucking Delaware when I could sit at home and access the same shit? In the unprecedented circumstances of the situation we're in order to protect the confidentiality of the documents, meaning that me sitting here at home, I could still take pictures of everything and protect all that, then she's going to meet everybody halfway. I believe in-person stockholder inspection is a necessity and can be adequate. A stockholder must be able to access the materials promptly starting at Monday, May 22nd, 2023 at 9 a.m. Okay? Do you understand when that day will be? That'll be tomorrow. At 9 o'clock, you will have access to the discovery. The parties must provide a terminal offering access to the documents as stored on Relativity or a similar platform within 100 miles of address to the movement's request. Okay, stop. Let's talk about that because Maureen brought that up to me. And like I said, I was wanting to go to sleep when he sent me a picture of this, and I hadn't had a chance to read it. Now that I have, check out what's going on, people. If I request to see that discovery, then AMC and Allegheny, AMC, is going to have to put a station within 100 miles of me to where I can drive to it and sit there in the room under security, making sure I'm not taking pictures of shit, all right, and view that discovery, all right. They have to do that within 100 miles of me. And Mike was like, and I seen Mr. Ethan said, well, it looks like I'm fixing to do a 100-mile trip. And he's right. If he's going to go see it, it could be 30 miles away from him, but it can't be no more than 100. But understand what that means. It means that if Mr. Ethan gets a chance to look at the discovery, they have to place one of them stations 100 miles from him. And if I want to see it, then they have to place one 100 miles from me. And if you want to see it in Nevada, well, then they have to post one there, somewhere secure, that you can sit and read these documents. So she's put another in there, right there. Since they want to be difficult and do in-person inspection instead of letting people do it over the internet like normal, then you're going to set it up every 100 miles from a shareholder. People, that fucking whoops their ass right there. And that's what makes me think that if it's possible, I don't know if it is because I'm not in the civil law shit. I used to study. I was a law librarian in prison. And I was very good. I told y'all that. But I don't know if it's possible, but if AMC or Allegheny can drop this lawsuit, they're fixing to try to do it. They're fixing to try to drop this motherfucker. They got to get out of this bitch's courtroom. Simple as that. That's the way they look at it. We got to get out of that bitch's courtroom. We're going, she's an angel from God. But she's their worst nightmare, it looks like. And she's made them send a postcard to everybody. Then she's given everybody access to the discovery, and she's making them put a secure location for us to view that within 100 miles of every shareholder that wants to see it. So let's talk some more conspiracy about how this judge is corrupt and how the court is against us, because everything this woman did is for us people. And we only need one piece of paper out that whole shit show. I only need one piece of paper. And I'll talk about that some more in the next video. Sorry I'm making so many, but I had to catch up on all the FUD that was out there. And I still got to get out and start writing some legal work. So, but with that, I love y'all. Be blessed. See you in the next video.